I'm trying to find the original video and I don't know where it is. I don't know where the original video is. But you can see that wow. So it obviously a lot of people covered this story yesterday that Better.com fired 900 employees on a Zoom call. Um and I did already do one live stream about this and talked about my own experience of getting laid off. I will grant my former employer this. They at least had my manager and an HR representative contact me directly one on one. For fuck's sake. They literally put 900 people on a Zoom call and did this bullshit. Oh my god, you guys. Um, so apparently he's not the only one. There's other ones. And I talked about how my former employer also, not only did they lay us off, they laid off 100 workers, but not only did they lay us off, they also had us use our PTO time in the weeks leading up to being laid off because they didn't want to have to pay it out. They didn't want to have to pay out the PTO. So in a pandemic where we couldn't go anywhere, we're already working from home, so we're basically just not logging in. We're still in the same place. We're not doing anything because it's like the height of the pandemic at the very beginning. And we legit had to use PTO time so that they wouldn't have to pay it out. You people are so insensitive. You're such assholes. You're such assholes. All right, let me see if I can find one of these videos. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick, but like I would like to just pick the original video that actually has the firing, but this has been covered by so many people at this point. All right, let's go with Hasanabi.
No shit, he doesn't want to hear. He's still, bro. My man is watching from a laptop that still has that clitoris on it, bro. He's got the keyboard clit. My man's laptop is stuck in 2007, and you're about to fire him over it, bro. That's crazy. Listen, if you still got that fucking.
What are you talking about? What do you see there? Like my eyesight's not very good. What is this? Female anatomy on his keyboard? What are you even talking about, dude? What are you talking about? All right, let's go.
Keyboard clit up in your laptop, dude. I mean, don't trash talk Lenovo's. Yeah, that's for sure a work laptop. I know, my brother has one too.
This is my decision, and I wanted you to hear from me. It's been a really, really challenging decision to make.
Oh, dude, this is like, hey, listen, it hurts me more than you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Guys, why don't you think about my feelings? As I fired 900 of you over a fucking Zoom call, dude. He's like, I love that his claim is that people are stealing from the company by only working 2 hours instead of 8 and logging in 8 hours of work. Like, that's his claim to labor theft, which is not a real concept, by the way. You absolutely should, and it is totally fucking normal to want to work the least amount of fucking hours for the most amount of pay. It's just a normal thing, especially if you are just a simple cog in the machine. It is literally the understandable human condition. And what your boss wants to do, okay, what this fucking Patagonia vest wearing dipshit wants from you is for you to work the most amount of hours for the least amount of pay. So
okay, not getting into the whole concept of how people spend their time at work. Because yeah, there is a misnomer that somehow the people that you retain are working harder than the people that you've let go, which is some bullshit. Like I've observed all sorts of office behaviors that indicate that the people who get in the most with management and get preserved are actually the ones who socialize the most. They're the ones who spend the most time socializing and building relationships. And the ones who generally get shit canned are the ones who actually keep their head down and do their job the most. So, yeah, that's some bullshit. But also, I'd like to add that, you know, I've only been laid off once. But I have observed layoffs in different companies as well. And yeah, it is very much like when they do mass layoffs like this, it's very cold. It's like when this happened. something like a little over 20 years ago when I was at Ingram Micro. They called everybody who was going to be laid off into like an auditorium, like a large room. And while they were doing that, they also had like a bunch of security on staff because you never know if somebody's going to like freak out. And this was around the time that office shootings, before the school shootings were really big, office shootings were kind of big. You remember that? I remember it. Office shootings, postal workers and stuff. So they had security, and the rest of us are freaking out. We're just like sitting at our desks trying to get our jobs done while watching people being escorted back to their desks so they could pack their crap up and then being escorted out of the building. It's really it's not only hard, I mean, obviously it's the hardest on the people who are getting laid off, but it's also hard on the people being left behind to continue working there, because now we know that we can't trust our employer, that they could can us at any moment, and we're watching our friends walk out the door. It's scary as fuck to go through stuff like that. And I mean, I guess doing it over Zoom, at least that they're not going to like shoot up the office. I don't know that that's really so much of a thing anymore. It certainly was in the 90s. Certainly was in the 90s. All right, let's go a little bit further and then I'll cut it.
There is a constant back and forth there, okay? There's a conflict within these two interests. So this notion that, he's upset that you're engaging in labor theft is hilarious, considering that no matter what your fucking job is, no matter what your job is, if a company is profitable, or if a company is, no matter what your fucking job is, regardless of what the company is, spending or whatever the fuck, you are still absolutely getting paid less than you're giving to the company. Which just happens at every level. Twitch is commissioning wage theft with their streamers. I mean, yes, I make more money for this platform than this platform.
I would even go a step further and say that if there is such a thing as labor theft, you're going to find that in the upper levels. You're going to find that in the management level, where all they do is walk around, socialize with their peers, and look over your shoulder and try and find things wrong with you. And the executive level, where they actually like pick up a newspaper as soon as they walk in the door, and they spend the first 2 hours of their day just reading the news. There's office hierarchy is really about just control and power. And it's not necessarily that they are more skilled, it's that they had more advantages in networking and were able to move up. It doesn't mean that they're better at managing people, or that they're better at knowing how you do your job or anything like that. There are good bosses, there are bad bosses. But what I found is that there are a lot of lazy bosses who are really just trying to hide the fact that they're doing as little as possible.
Pays out for me. You give me money in the form of subscriptions, Twitch takes a percentage. When I serve an ad, Twitch gives me a preset amount of that ad. They can serve an ad that is 100 times more expensive, and sometimes they serve ads, or most of the time they serve ads that are 5 times, 6 times, 7 times more expensive, CPM wise, and they make 5 times more money off of me serving one ad, just like they make a percentage off of me getting a subscription. So no matter what happens, like, the company's always going to win. Yeah, you get fucked, but at least you still make more than us. Absolutely. I agree. When you pointed out how workers are slaves to their jobs due to the necessity of healthcare provided by the employer, that really clicked things for me, because I grew up with a miserable mother who was constantly forced to stay somewhere due to the need for healthcare. Yeah, that is a way in this country that our bosses keep us shackled to our jobs. There is no movement within the labor force unless you get fucking fired, in which case it sucks. Anyway, let's keep going.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. This time I hope to be stronger.
Being chilling, cold face,
but we are laying off
ice cream.
About 15% of the company.
You gotta be kidding me.
Bro, he's just serving dick meat to you too. You know what I mean? It's literally sausage time down there under that fucking table too. It's like the most disrespectful way you can fire someone. You couldn't sit behind a goddamn fucking nice mahogany desk or something, look like a fucking villain. It's like, no, I'm in the kitchen of this empty space because now no one wants to come into work because everybody understands like, oh, I can just fucking work from home. So I'm just going to sit in the kitchen and serve you sausage time in the cafeteria. I'm going to give my cock to you from my fucking khakis. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. That was, I mean, the entire scenario was incredibly disrespectful and rude. It was terrible, and that's why it's getting covered so much. But I will go a step further and talk about how I have now been at least two different companies, maybe three, actually, I think three of them, where the executives have actually corralled the entire staff into large auditoriums and told us straight up, look, we're taking a downturn, but we are not going to lay anybody off. We're in a good financial position. Everything's going to be fine. And both times they actually went to that length of trying to reassure us. They ended up laying off people within 3 months. So beware of that, y'all, too. That if they are taking the time to be like, it's okay, it's not going to be bad, they're already fucking making plans. That's what I'm seeing happen here. Like, it happened at Ingram Micro. It happened at Idemia. They're like, no, everything's fine. We're in great financial position. We're not going to have to lay anybody off. And then they literally fucking do it like a few months later. Folks, you're dealing with people's lives and livelihoods. And you're so insensitive to your staff. You really just see us as warm bodies. We're just people sitting in seats. You do not respect the talent that we bring to you. You do not respect the work that we actually do for you. And you just see us as warm fucking bodies. And I think you're doing that on purpose. In order to make these types of decisions, you have to separate yourself from the human aspect of it. And so you just have no fucking respect for your workforce. None.
the disrespect, bro. Look at this. Look at this, dude. Absolutely just a fucking incredibly disrespectful way to do this. He has his beverages in front of him and shit. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, what's up? This pains me to do this, but I'm a fucking a quadrillionaire, and I'm gonna be serving some dick meat to you today. And also, you're fired. What's up? This is harder for me than it is for you. And it's like, if you had benefits, it's fucking gone. Hey, get fucked. Go get Cobra government assistance so that your insurance.
My the Cobra shit that I got out of that was over $500 a month. I ended up going to ACA, which was a lot less expensive, and it was better coverage. The plan that we had didn't even cover me that well, and I was supposed to be paying $500 a month while on unemployment insurance. Give me a goddamn break.
Company will still allow you to keep your coverage. Oh, also you don't have income now, but you're going to still have to pay the insurance. And that insurance is now 3 times more because you have to pay the whole fucking price. But hey, guess what? At least you can stay on your coverage for 36 months. Get fucked. Here, I got 2 things for you. Fuck you. Get fucked, you poors. 900 of you. These 900 employees got 4 weeks of severance. Oh, it's sick. Are you an anti-work guy? I've never been on the anti-work subreddit. I've heard that there's...
Yeah, I can't really talk about my severance package, but I can tell you it was very similar.
There's a lot of people who are fucking radicalizing on there. Good on them. I don't know anything about the subreddit, but ultimately, am I anti-work? I think I love work, but I think everyone should be able to love their work. Everyone should love their work, and most people don't because of the nature of work under capitalism.
Everyone needs health insurance. Covered California is making sure more people can get it. We believe health insurance should cover more.
Better.com gets $700 million cash infusion in new agreement with its SPAC backers. Digital mortgage lender Better.com, which announced in May that it was going public via a SPAC, is getting a cash infusion from its backers sooner than expected. The blank check company Aurora Acquisition Corp and SoftBank have decided.
It's time to wake up, y'all. Okay, I guess we'll wrap up there. It's time to wake up. I gotta get some stuff done. I always wake up hours before my alarm goes off. I wake up hours before my alarm goes off. But I have it set anyway because on the off chance that I might actually get a good night of sleep. One of these days it might actually happen.